Al Bernstein here with another one of my video blogs. We move into the middleweight division for this one. Gennady Golovkin, who of course just scored a win over Gabe Rosado, a win that was impressive, showing his power, but again demonstrating during the course of the fight that he has some defensive liabilities and that this 30-year-old former Olympian is a good fighter, but is he the second coming in the middleweight division? And after all, don't we have the first coming in the middleweight division of Sergio Martinez? And he's still around, by the way. So we have Golovkin fighting. He'll be fighting in March. And they're talking about him fighting Nobuhiro Ishida, which is a very good fighter from Japan, but in his 30s, who just lost to Paul Williams. Really, I think more of a 154-pounder. He got on the map by beating James Kirkland, a fight in which Kirkland was stopped by him, and we know Kirkland has had issues taking punches during the course of fights. I want to go on record. That's a stupid fight. Let me repeat that. That's a stupid fight. When do you hear me say that? The reason it's stupid is because we have not seen Gennady Golovkin really in against a very top middleweight yet. You know, eventually he's going to run out of 154-pounders to fight, and you might want to fight a 160-pounder. I think that Golovkin still has to prove himself. Now, I know that many people think of him, as I said, as a fighter who already is a superstar. No, he is not. Even though he's 30, he's a potential superstar. He's a potential star. He has to show us that, number one, those defensive liabilities won't hurt him against a top middleweight. Now, the middleweight division is not the deepest in the sport of boxing, and it's not at its very best. But I'll tell you what, I'd like to see him fight somebody even on the level of a Julio Cesar Chavez, who we saw, despite a lackluster effort during most of his fight against Sergio Martinez, flash the power that he has at 160, because he's truly a 168-pound fighter. And, you know, Dennis Pirog, good idea for Golovkin to fight him. I could think of a number of middleweights that we would like him in against. None of their names is Ishida. So I think that fight is a waste. I think it's not going to enhance Golovkin at all. And a win over Ishida, to my mind, just doesn't do much for him. And I know I may be in the minority by suggesting that Golovkin still has to prove himself, but I think there are others that agree with me. I have nothing against this young man. I think he's a powerful and exciting fighter. But I think before we decide that he is the next great thing in the middleweight division, how about this? Fight a really good top 10 middleweight.